The Audi TT is gone. But its story may not be over. Audi has revealed an electric two-seat sports car that looks like nothing else in the current lineup, and it could become the spiritual successor to the TT. This is the Audi Concept C. And it may be the beginning of Audi's next sports car era. 2. Introduction. For more than 2 decades, the Audi TT gave the brand something very different from the usual German luxury formula. It was compact, it was distinctive, and it proved that a sports car could be stylish without looking excessive. Production of the TT ended, leaving Audi without a direct successor. Now Audi has shown us what could come next. The Audi Concept C is an all-electric, 2-seat sports car designed to preview a future production model. Audi says the production version will combine the excitement of open-top driving with the elegance of a hardtop. So while Audi has not officially called the production car a new TT, the connection is obvious. The Concept C is not simply another design exercise. Audi describes it as a preview of its future design direction and a major step into a new era for the brand. And that makes this car extremely important. 3. Exterior design. The first thing that makes the Concept C special is its simplicity. Modern cars are often covered with complicated lines, enormous grilles and aggressive details. Audi is going in the opposite direction. The Concept C uses what Audi calls radical simplicity. The front is dominated by a new vertical frame. It becomes the visual center of the car and gives the front end a completely different identity from today's Audi models. Audi says the design draws inspiration from its historic Auto Union Type C racing car and the third-generation A6. The lighting is equally distinctive. The Concept C uses a 4-element light signature at both the front and rear, creating a recognizable visual identity. Then there is the roof. This isn't simply a traditional convertible. Audi has developed an electrically retractable hardtop with 2 roof elements. That allows the car to operate as an open-top roadster while maintaining the clean, solid appearance of a coupe when the roof is closed. The proportions are also very important. The cabin sits far back, while the body has a long, low and athletic stance. Audi's official Concept C dimensions are 4,520 mm long, 1,970 mm wide and 1,285 mm high, with a 2,568 mm wheelbase. The Concept's listed gross weight is 1,690 kilograms. Audi lists the Concept as rear-wheel drive. And that rear-wheel drive layout is an interesting clue. It suggests Audi wants this future sports car to focus on balance and driver engagement rather than simply maximum straight-line performance. 4. Interior. Step inside and the philosophy changes again. The Concept C does not try to overwhelm you with screens. Instead, Audi is experimenting with a more focused interior. The dashboard is clean. The controls are deliberately physical. And Audi says the design is intended to create a stronger connection between the driver and the machine. One of the most interesting features is the hidden display. A 10.4-inch screen can fold into view when needed and disappear when it isn't. That is a very different approach from the giant permanent screens becoming common across the industry. Audi calls this a combination of technology and emotion. Digital information is available, but it doesn't dominate the cabin. The controls are designed around tactile feedback, including haptic elements on the steering wheel and center console. Audi even emphasizes the mechanical feel and sound of the controls, what it describes as the characteristic Audi click. And because this is a 2-seat sports car, practicality is naturally secondary. This isn't supposed to replace an A6. It's supposed to make driving feel special. 5. Technology. Technology is obviously central to the Concept C. But Audi's approach is interesting. Instead of adding technology simply because it is possible, Audi wants technology to remain in the background until the driver needs it. The retractable display is the perfect example. When you need navigation or vehicle information, it appears. When you don't, the dashboard becomes visually calmer. The Concept C also demonstrates Audi's future approach to lighting. Its 4-element light signatures are not just decorative. They are intended to become an important part of Audi's new visual identity. The car also introduces a completely new interpretation of the Audi brand face. And this matters because Audi has described the Concept C as the first major manifestation of its new design philosophy. The 4 principles are clear, technical, intelligent and emotional. However, we need to be very clear about one thing. Audi has not yet released final production specifications for the infotainment system, smartphone integration, navigation, audio system or charging technology. Those details could change before the production car arrives. 6. Engine and performance. This is where the biggest question remains. The Concept C is fully electric. Audi has confirmed the Concept's electric nature and rear-wheel drive layout. But Audi has not officially released final production figures for horsepower, torque, battery capacity, range, acceleration or top speed. So any online video giving you exact production numbers should be treated carefully. What we can say is that Audi is positioning this as a genuine sports car. The Concept C is designed around a central battery layout that helps create the long hood, rearward cabin and balanced sports car proportions Audi wanted. And the listed 1,690 kg gross weight for the Concept is particularly interesting because weight will be one of the biggest challenges for any electric sports car. Electric motors can provide huge amounts of instant torque, but batteries add mass. For a sports car, that creates a fundamental engineering challenge. Audi doesn't simply need to make the TT replacement fast. It needs to make it feel light, responsive and precise. That's the real test. 7. Driving experience. This could ultimately determine whether the TT replacement succeeds. Audi's electric sports car cannot simply win a drag race. It needs to feel alive. The rear-wheel drive layout is encouraging. So is the central battery architecture. A low center of gravity can help keep the car stable, while careful weight distribution can improve cornering behavior. The compact dimensions should also make the car easier to place on the road than a large luxury EV. But we have not yet driven the final production version. The Concept C is a preview vehicle. Therefore, we cannot honestly claim final steering feel, suspension tuning, braking performance, ride comfort or cornering behavior. Those are still unanswered questions. And that may be the most exciting part. Because Audi has created a design that looks genuinely focused on the driver. Now it has to make the engineering deliver the same message. 8. Safety. The future production car will obviously need modern safety technology. But because the production vehicle has not yet been fully revealed, Audi has not published a final production specification for airbags, AUDI'S systems or crash test performance. There is therefore no production car Euro NCAP rating that should be quoted for this future model. The Concept C is a design and technology preview, not a finished vehicle available for independent crash testing. So features such as automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane assistance and other driver support systems should not be presented as confirmed production equipment yet. That information will come later. 9. Reliability and ownership. Reliability is another area where we have to wait. There is no production history. There are no long-term reliability statistics. There is no official maintenance schedule. There is no confirmed warranty. And there is no established resale value history. What we can expect is that an electric sports car would have fewer conventional powertrain components than a gasoline sports car. There would be no traditional engine oil changes or conventional exhaust system. But high-performance EVs still depend on sophisticated batteries, electric motors, power electronics, cooling systems, tires and brakes. So ownership costs could still be significant. And until Audi announces the final car, any claims about price or running costs are speculation. 10. Competitor comparison. If the Concept C becomes a production car, its competition could be fascinating. The Porsche 718 family has traditionally represented lightweight mid-engine sports car purity. The Lotus Emira focuses heavily on driver engagement. The upcoming generation of electric sports cars will add another dimension to the competition. But Audi could have an unusual advantage. The brand isn't simply trying to build another electric coupe. It is combining the emotional appeal of a roadster with the security of a hardtop roof. It is also introducing a completely new design language. And unlike some EVs that use enormous displays as their main selling point, Audi is deliberately emphasizing physical controls and a quieter interior. The biggest question is whether Audi can deliver the same emotional connection from behind the wheel. 11. Pros and cons. Potential pros. Beautiful proportions. The low roof, rearward cabin and wide stance create genuine sports car proportions. All-electric power. Instant electric response should suit a compact performance car. Rear-wheel drive. A promising setup for driver-focused handling. Retractable hardtop. The concept combines coupe styling with open-air driving. Fresh Audi design. The Concept C introduces a completely new design philosophy. Driver-focused interior. Physical controls and a disappearing display could make the cabin feel less distracting. Potential cons. Final specifications are unknown. Power, battery, range and acceleration have not been confirmed. Production design may change. The Concept C is not necessarily identical to the final road car. EV weight. Battery mass is a major challenge for a lightweight sports car. Limited practicality. A two-seat sports car will never match the everyday usefulness of an A5 or A6. Price is unknown. Audi has not announced the production car's MSRP. 12. Buying advice. Should you buy the Audi TT replacement? Right now, you can't. The production model has not yet been fully revealed or made available to order. But if you're considering waiting for it, there are a few things to watch closely. First, look at the final weight. Second, look at battery capacity and real-world range. Third, look at charging performance. And most importantly, look at how Audi tunes the chassis. Because this car doesn't need to be the most powerful electric sports car. It needs to be one of the most enjoyable. If you want maximum practicality, an electric sedan or SUV will make more sense. If you want long-distance range above everything else, a larger EV will be better. But if you want a compact, emotional, two-seat Audi with open-top capability, the future production car could become extremely interesting. 13. Final verdict. The Audi TT may be gone. But Audi hasn't forgotten what made it special. The Concept C takes the idea of a compact Audi sports car and pushes it into the electric era. It is clean. It is dramatic. It is unmistakably different. And perhaps most importantly, it doesn't look like Audi simply took an existing car and removed the engine. This feels like a reset. A new design language. A new interior philosophy. And potentially a new kind of Audi sports car. The final production specifications remain unknown. But Audi has already confirmed the most important part. The Concept C is a preview of a future production all-electric sports car. So don't think of this as simply the next TT. Think of it as the beginning of what comes after the TT. Because the real challenge for Audi isn't making an electric sports car that is fast. It's making one that makes you want to drive it. And if Audi gets that part right, the TT's successor could become one of the most important sports cars of the new electric era. If you enjoyed this review, subscribe for more future car reviews, electric sports cars, Audi news and automotive technology. And tell me in the comments, should Audi officially bring back the TT name for this electric sports car?